Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included, our beautiful second season, second colony. Now, we're here today, we're probably doing two back-to-back here, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to see the comments from this video for the next one, but, you know, we're going to be working on some very clear things that have to be fixed, and it probably takes 2 episodes to do anyway, so everything will be fine, everything will be fine. Now, we got some folks working away on this stuff. Just kind of some of the basic things. And what else we need to work on, we're talking about conductive wire today. We're going to replace all of those, well, the plan is hopefully all of this weak wire with better conductive wiring, because I need to put a refinery in, and in order to do that, I need to be able to power it properly, and right now, we can't do that. So, we have to change out the wires. Some of the main wires are actually these ones here that need to be changed out so that I can put the refinery where I want to put it, which is over here. Kind of where this one is, or somewhere close. Anyway, maybe right here. I don't quite know yet. I didn't decide. But we're doing that today. And again, thank you to Sergeant Goodenough and Graham again down below. Really appreciate you folks leaving those comments. Helps guide me along here and makes life a little bit easier as we roll through here. And I need to not make errors. Where is we got a little bit of lead here. Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly using aluminum because that is what I have, and I'm just gonna say screw it here and just go for it and just put it all in there, and we'll the game told me to stop. The game was like, no, you're not allowed anymore. But we're gonna do a little bit more aluminum refinement as well. I know, not ideal, but we need to do it. So hopefully let's stick to 30. Hopefully they do that over the salt. Actually, I'll just cancel the salt so that they stop making table salt. Even though table salt is wonderful and we love that shit, we gotta put it aside for a minute. As well, some of the other big things that we talk about here. The dreckos, I'm sorry. I know I've been calling them drecks. I'm just lazy. But the dreckos, we need to fix up their enclosure here, and probably break into the slime lung. You know, I've kind of more or less just been avoiding it because I don't know, for efficiency purposes, I suppose, to avoid them. But we can definitely open it up and allow for a little bit of slime lung in the base, and really it gets eliminated in pretty well any gas, as long as we kind of kill off the polluted oxygen. So yeah, that's gonna happen. Let's just put in one of these there, replace the ladder. We're fixing this finally, because we started producing a little bit more food here, so you know, able to do a little bit more in that area. Let's deconstruct those wires there, and that wire. Was there another wire I needed to? Yeah, this one here. I knew it. Beautiful. Let's get them to kind of work on that for a little bit and see where we end up. Okay, so we got these little bad boys. Look at them go. Look at them zoom. So we're building a bunch of the conductive wiring. I don't think we're quite finished yet, because there's, you know, wiring here, up there, all that needs to get done. But they're making progress. They're making good progress. And oh, look at that. We got oxygen in here. Oh, for the first time. That's amazing. That is wonderful. But anyway, like I was saying, conductive wiring. Oh, good. So they've done this much conductive wiring. Beautiful. And I was just kind of keeping an eye on how much wire we had. We still have quite a significant amount. So I told them I upped their requirements to work on this, so they're trying. They're trying their hardest, is what I will say. We'll call it what it is. Now, they're doing that. I'm just kind of putting things down priority-wise, because it's not, you know, some of them are not as important anymore, and some things accidentally got put on level 9 priority when they shouldn't have been. That's okay. What I'm going to do now is let's set up the piping properly. So, yeah, I just need to do a little, and then literally that. And then that's fine. And let me just put that on a 9 there. Because if the refinery was operational, if it was up and running, things would be a little smoother. As well, temperature in the base, thankfully, is pretty calm, but my only concern would be that the water that ends up getting heated takes a while to roll through. What I'll probably need to do is actually build another reservoir or something to further promote the movement of the liquid, which is fine, which is totally fine, by all means. It also operates as a little bit of a, how should we call it? Not a heat sink, but it makes the temperature remain pretty consistent, which is good. So I could go in here and build a second level down if I really wanted, and then have 4 liquid reservoirs, which is probably too many. But for our purposes, it may be good. It may be good to do that, just to make things a little bit easier on us. We would then have quite a vat of water, though, which isn't exactly what I want. But, you know, I don't know the best way to make it go other than to waste some at this point. And we're not really in a wasting space at the moment. So I think we may need to do that. Hate me later, because we would just need to put it right here where I kind of originally planned to put one. So I think that that's fine, because again, we're not really using any at this moment. And I think putting one there would be okay. I can close that off for a second. It does increase the weight, though, which is something I don't really want to do. Could I put one over here, actually? Could I put one up top? This could do, actually. Ah, see? Sneaking the system. I'm being sneaky. Yeah, we could put one right here. And then 1, 2, almost 3. Yeah, let me put one right here instead. And what we'll do is we can hook it up. The out can just go here, and the in would eventually be able to go here. But for now, we'll leave it like that. There we go. I figured it out. I figured the scheme out. We got it. We got there eventually. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. Nothing's going to go in it yet, so that's fine. But it will operate as a new one soon. It'll operate as a new one soon. Let's see. How are they doing with the conductive wiring? Yeah, they're screaming because there's not enough. Oh, did I tell them to use iron? No, no, my dear people. Aluminum you must use. Okay, so the plan is in place. This is kind of ready-ish. So basically, the moment I start producing through this, I would just hook it up into this, and then all of that would go do, and then we would have everything loop around, and then we could make sure this stuff doesn't get too hot. Condensed brine. It's getting kind of hot. It's getting kind of hot. It really shouldn't be sitting in there as long as it is. The intent was to take the heat from there at one point, but now because it's sitting so long up here, it is now causing some problems with distributing heat here, which is kind of unintentional. It is an unintentional side effect of this situation, and perhaps I need to do this. Hopefully that doesn't cause me any issues, but that should resolve it in theory, or should do something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And I think there we went right there with the last, again, if I'm not mistaken, last conductive wire plugged in. Yes. Looking good, looking good. I cut a few things off just because they're not needed anymore and we can actually deconstruct them. And next, I'm hoping they can build this out, but I only have it on an 8. So let me get them to put it on a 9 so it's kind of cleared up and we don't need to worry about that. Before we begin the crazy process of actually using this thing. So I'm going to... Oh, well, I was going to cancel aluminum production, but clearly I don't have to, seeing as there's no aluminum to be had. Just a quick review here. You can only do those things. Okay. So we're going to continue to produce table salt. We love the table salt, okay? It's one of the best things we've ever had. I'm just going to run that on a 3. for now because it just isn't something I view as completely necessary at the moment, but maybe we'll make alterations as we see fit. So, I also need to do a little bit of automation here, but c'est la vie, I will leave it alone. Now, just waiting for them to fix this up so we don't need to worry about any of the crazy heat transfer that we've been seeing. Hopefully this dies down a bit. We could actually continue to move along here and tie this room up. I am a little, not worried. Worried isn't the right word. I don't know what to do with all of this water, actually. This is kind of an issue. What's actually comical about this playthrough thus far is we may actually have an overabundance of water, and maybe there's no such thing as that, but like, what am I going to do with all of this? I guess I could throw it into bristleberries, I suppose, if I want to waste some. Or if there's a way to transfer water directly into polluted water, maybe I need to do that. But anyway, we'll figure it out. Also, I just wanted to point out while we're here, what I did, I put a little airflow tile right here. And now this, which was filled with like chlorine, polluted oxygen, and carbon dioxide, it was kind of like a little carbon dioxide sink, has been resolved. It's been fixed. So now all the carbon dioxide is going to the bottom of the base. And really my indicator of whether we have a problem or not with carbon dioxide is if this begins to push up kind of past this point or up past this pip branch here. Oh, they planted another arbor tree. All right, little fellas, you do whatever you want down there. Good job. But yeah, we've got these oxyferns doing great work down here. We have one here as well, and I think we could probably fiddle around a little more with that to uproot them and plant them where we need them to be. And that'll be good. And also, I just want to point out, we started this episode at, what was it? It was cycle 82, I think. Yeah. And for coal, we've actually gone up in coal, and I don't really think I've been digging anything up. So we started with about 2,400, and now we're almost at 2,500. And we had 339.5 dirt, and we have gone down one ton. So that's okay. We're just trying to, basically right now, what I'm trying to do is make sure we're not losing too much as we go along. So far, so good. Okay, so given all of that information, and given the fact that we got this set up now, I think it's time for a wee bit of chaos, and we're going to be making some aluminum, folks. So here we are. Let's just crank this out. Let me crank it to, let's do a solid 25. Let's do a solid 25 for starters and see what happens. And Bubbles, you're going over there and you're about to cause a ruckus, I can already tell. And what we're going to do too is just in the liquid reservoir area, we are going to hook these up. So I actually, let's pause it for a second. I'm a little concerned because it would get heated here. Whatever, it's fine. We'll see what happens when we do it, if it becomes a problem or not, and we'll judge then. Obviously, not a perfect system, but it's okay. It's all right. Don't worry. We're just a little test, just a smidge of a test. So the water's going in at about 10. Really is coming in at -9. Yeah, see, so there you go. It's coming in at about -9. And it's coming out only 28. So, and I think that was the hotter side of the liquid. So let's just see here. Is it all just going to be 28 as it goes through? That's honestly not bad. That is a reasonable temperature for the base, 28 degrees. It's a little hot. Like, it's hotter than I would traditionally like to keep it, but it's okay for now. This will produce heat, but in the off season, when this isn't running, they'll be fine. So we do need to set up, just with that, we do need to set up a little, we'll call it a skip, I suppose. So there were a few ways I could do it, but just kind of give you the most visual one would be to do, I'll put it up here because it doesn't really need to be low. If we want to tweak it, we can do that after. So it would be right here. You put that here and you would attach this into this, right? And then this would go into that. And then you would have this one here and it would continue through afterwards if needed. So if I go up, over, and then dump it down, honestly, it should be Fine. So we're going to have that designed and built out actually right now. This, you can still be a 3, so don't do that to me, you little shit disturber. Yeah, see, so now it's even at 25, so really quite a good system there. And excellent, thank you again for those all those comments kind of telling me the best way to go about that. I'm very, very happy with this system, actually. It's much better than the previous system I had, which did cause us a few little issues along the way, didn't it, last time around? And this should be good if I do this now. So pretty well the liquid should, once it fills up there. Oh, whoops, I guess I need to attach it all the way. There we go. Should go in there and then not do that. Yeah, okay, so it, yeah, okay. All right, fine, listen, game, fine. Fine, fine, fine. This is completely unnecessary. This is an extra step that I shouldn't have to do, but because of the way I designed it, it's doing it that way. And it's fine. At the end of the day, it's totally okay. So we'll put it in, but there you get the little premise of it. It could be built a little bit better, but for now it's okay. And ultimately it doesn't really matter. Not wasting anything huge there. So should be fine. The only problem with doing that, again, the only problem with putting in that loop is that we are going to fill up our stuff with too much water. So I might actually, once I get it in, okay, good. So it's in, it functions. What we're probably going to do is actually just snip it for now. So snip it right here. And we're going to let it go along. And I'm sure I could set up some automation at some point to make this a little bit smoother. But right now, simply unnecessary. I'm not going to bother fiddling with that. It can just kind of go through there first. Because pretty well, I want to refine... Well, since we've now actually confirmed that the temperature is good, I want to refine 50 of that. And even then, we can take some of the iron as well, and we can refine, I don't know, 50 of that too. So we'll refine a lot of both of those, and we'll let them kind of do their thing. And really and truly, that's just so we don't need to worry about it later. It makes life easier. So I'll just kind of let it, doesn't need to be on a 9 either. It can just be on like a 7. And the aluminum, we've got a little bit banked up, not a huge amount, but enough that we're in a good spot. Now, let's move on to the other two things that we talked about doing today. So we got the wiring set up, we got the refinery set up. Now it's time to move on to the dreckos and the spawn and the power supply. So these are two other big areas of interest for us. And, you know, we've neglected. It hasn't been bad or anything. It's just where we're at. Also, just to make life easy, again, any water pipe? Okay, there's one pipe. And then any electricity running through this before I destroy it? No. Okay. Let's just break this as well here. Because, again, we don't need this here. And putting in the proper fire pole along here would be my intent, and then we'll eventually get in that thingy, the good old-fashioned thingy. But for now, we'll leave the second ladder. Okay. So let's set ourselves up for a little bit of success here too. We need a little bit of conductive wiring. Oh yeah. Well, there's no wiring up here at all. This is certainly a little bit of a fussy fest. Yeah, sure. Well, no, actually, I don't need to do it this way. I can run it up here instead. So we're going to try and eliminate the slime lung. You know, I know it's not, the slime lung is not hugely, it's not a huge problem. It's just something I didn't want to have to fight with, you know? It's easier if it doesn't need to be dealt with, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I need to, I want to be able to build this properly, so we're going to rip open into the slime lung. It's going to spew out a little bit, but all we're going to do is put in a few deodorizers. So I'm going to put in several kind of along the way so it doesn't get into the main base. We'll have one here, and I'm going to place one here as well. Maybe even two, actually. And maybe one here too, just so that we can deal with this properly and we don't need to worry about anything dumb. So let's do that, get that aluminum in there. And again, like Graham said down below, deodorizers, excellent thing. They do not, if there's no polluted oxygen, they're not doing anything. They're not using any power. They don't need to worry about it. But if there is polluted oxygen, it just uses, what is it? Is it 5? 5 watts might be what it uses. Yeah, 5 watts. So really effective item to have. And we had them speckled throughout the base last time. We're having some more speckled throughout. There are a few areas it seems I could sneak some in, clearly. But we haven't done that yet. So anyway, just thought we'd comment on that too, in case you're new here and you're not sure what they do. Let's get this set up. We'll rip this open, finally, for the first time in a long time. Deal with a little bit of germs. It'll be good. It'll be great. It'll be grand. All right, let's rip it open. Let's just rip the whole thing open. We'll even get them to put in that sweet conductive wire. Boop, boop, boop. Putting 2 might be a little bit of overkill. This is probably overkill. Like, I pretty well guarantee that it is. But honestly, I don't care. We're gonna eliminate it at the source, because this little guy here, he likes to poop that shit out. He is the problem here. And I'm wondering, oh, he does actually excrete polluted oxygen. I couldn't remember if it excreted polluted oxygen or if it just excreted slime lung. So you're gonna see there's gonna be some slime lung attempting to get down into the base. Really and truly, this bad boy here is gonna be doing great work here. And we'll try and get those done too, so that we can really take care of the slime lung right out the gate. And look, see, it's not doing a great job in the hydrogen gas, but when you look at the polluted oxygen itself, real strong, manages to survive. Also, we have quite a tight path here, so it has to come down here. If it wants to go over there, it can't really do it. Otherwise, it needs to go down here and into there. And to be honest, if I'm feeling like it's not going well, I could even put another one here or spread them even farther. So I'm good. I'm happy with it. We're going to see a significant down. I don't know if downtick is what I can call it. We'll see a significant reduction in that polluted oxygen. So now that they've done that, it's beautiful, it's luscious, it's lovely. We are going to move on to other things. I will actually run, just because we're here now and they kind of like to do whatever they're a little funky. They like to do what they want. And am I running power? I'm running power up ladders. Okay, well, I'll run up power here. Even though we're not actually doing anything with this electricity, we'll do it anyway. Going to deconstruct all of those and that. And the piping as well over here can be deconstructed too. Not really needed. And this is for those people who are just trying to do whatever they want to do, you know? So we'll let that go. And what's going on in here? Let's take some brine for no reason, because I don't need brine. And I'll also have them deconstruct that too. Okay, so now on to this. It's power spine time. It is power spine time. I know we're talking about doing the spawn, but I think we may need to deal with the power first. Hydrogen is doing, or oxygen, sorry, is doing okay. You can see the base is pretty well, it's at 1800 down here, but it's doing all right. We've opened things up a little bit better. Things are kind of cleaner and smoother and in all the right ways. And I'm quite happy just checking down here. It is trying to sneak through. It might get in here, which would be really not good. Not great, actually. I'll deal with it if it does. But, yeah, dealing with this slime lung, it's dying off. It's dying off. Oh, yeah, there we go. See, that's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. It's being taken care of at the source. And then, again, I'm sorry. We were going to talk about the power spine, but here we are. The deodorizers work on kind of almost a flat level. So this stuff will never really make it higher than that. So really, really great. Let's dig that out. Let's actually maybe send a couple of friends over here to deal with that. I will put that on a 9 so it gets dealt with. We'll put it all on 8 so it gets dealt with pretty quick. Now, yeah, back to this. So, power spine, I was looking at this last time. And how we had this set up is that these were going to be built, seemingly out of iron, and things were going to be sent, however, and into the base. Totally fine. I think that that's okay. I think we could even, you know, I'll leave a little bit of room. We'll say 3 room for those. So that much room in case they end up wanting some friends beside them. And then we're going to have to put in, I think heavy wire should be fine. 20K should be okay. And what we'll do is we will use aluminum for this. And we'll go this far for now. And conductive wire, let's just pull. So the first one is going to be, I think, pretty well the main line, and it could almost be hooked up right away, but we'll do it this way. And this second one, honestly, it's not really going to be doing anything for a little bit, so that's good. We do need to uproot some plants, I think, in order to make this happen better. We'll put that on a 7. Put that stuff, we'll put this on a 3 because we're not really going in here yet. So he's digging away. Beautiful. Let's do this all the way across. And we'll put in a fire pole too, just to make things easy peasy. There we go. So I'm happy to explain what I'm doing here as well. So in a lot of cases, you'll see large power transformers, or just power transformers instead of large power transformers. And what could be done, you know, I could do 2 of these, hook them together, and it would limit the line to 2000. The line would never go over 2000, all that fun stuff. Or I can use a large power transformer, and then we can go all the way to 4K. All right. We're not really gonna do that. We could, but the thing is, my main issue is the heat production. So, like, maybe it doesn't, you know, because basically the 2K wires that I've got could take damage, right? So these little friends here, they could take damage if they go over 2K. If I put 2 of the smaller ones down, it would not allow it to go over 2. This one would allow it to go over 2, which isn't great. But in theory, I'll have a better system set up. So it's not going to matter. I'm going to be okay. It's going to be clean. It's going to be clear. My main, what I'm mostly concerned about is the heat production. So this bad boy here produces 1000 DTUs, and so does this one. So ultimately, if I want to, you know, if I'm trying to be smart about it, I might as well just use that one for temperature regulation purposes. At the end of the day, though, if we're talking about, you know, not having wires get damaged, the other option would be more suitable. But here we are. So we got the power supply kind of going. Now we need to well, we got the room started, but we need to talk about these. So we need to put in some generators. Now we've got this set up such that we have a large power transformer and another large power transformer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cancel this. So there's room here, 1, 2, 3 for another one of them. And what I'm going to do, we're going to now transition the room from having these to being a different size here. So we're going to have a little bit of a space here so that they can run down. And, well, actually, we're not going to do that. But we're going to have a space here so they can run up and down. And I'm going to actually just have them demolish this. Preferably that on an 8 as well. Actually, let's put that one on a 9 so they do it quicker. And then we'll put the pole here as per usual. Get a little bit of a pole in there. Beautiful. And now we're going to build those generators. So for our purposes, 2 coal generators would be what we're looking at. If I think about hydrogen, I think the hydrogen will be taken care of up there. So we may need to talk about that in a minute, but we'll see here. So do 1, 2, 3. There we go. Perfect. And then another. Let's just go 3 down because we're going to have to do another one. Something else I just noticed. So we're going to look at the power in a second. But something else I just noticed is, you see this? So water, the brine comes in, right? So the brine, go in the water. Come on. So the brine comes in. It goes through this when we need it to, right? So boom, used, goes through. Phenomenal. Goes all the way up over here and then into here. Okay. And then once it's been refined, once it's been cleaned up a little bit, boom, into this line and off it goes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's good, 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 good. And then once we get here, it enters back into the line. But the thing is, it splits 2 different ways. And what I like about this, so this is actually a positive thing in my book, it is helping further equalize the temperature within the base. So you see when we go in here, the base is quite consistently just green all around. It's a very lovely temperature. It's a good temperature. It actually makes me, the green makes me feel good. I've never seen a base this color before. Usually it's this color. Or in the case of my other colony for a while, this color. But looking really good temperature-wise. This is so far going very well. Up here, I'm not seeing much of a difference in what we had seen earlier, but it's okay. Now, I would like to point out as well that the hydrogen situation has, should I put this, chillaxed a little bit? It's calmed down. I can't believe I used that word. I can't believe I used the word chillax, but here we are. It's calmed down a little bit, so I guess I'm happy about that in some ways, but in other ways, what the hell did I just say? Now, back in here, though, we've got a little bit of our setup done. So you'll see when we open up the electricity. Beautiful, wonderful even. And what I've done, you know, you might have originally seen that I had done kind of 3 spacing instead. We've changed that so that instead of using the dupes to run all the way over here, which is, it's not that far, but you know, we don't want them to run all the way over here and do the stupid stuff over here. The thingy, this thing, the auto sweeper, will sweep it themselves. So what I need though is I need a mechatronics engineering skill in order for this to work. And I can't remember where that is. There it is. Okay, who who wants that? Not you. Max, my main man, Max. I realize you're supposed to be a cook, dear sir, but I think, you know, I think we're going to have to make a few changes to your repertoire of skills. We're going to go blam, yes, blam, and blam one more time. Perfect. And then you, I'm going to give you pipe emptying, and you're interested in this skill, so there you go. You get a, you know, useful. I'm going to give you that as well. I don't know if I want to be using all of these, but we're going to do it anyway. Husbandry, why not? Beautiful. And then you're probably just going to need that, I'm not going to lie. And then maybe just some supplying skills in Bubbles. What were you doing? Oh yeah, Bubbles wants to research the shit out of everything. And honestly, Bubbles, listen, buddy, I can't complain about that. I think that's actually a really, really good option. Astronomy, the advanced science, let's just do that one. And actually, sure? Okay. Yeah, why not? There you go. You're fine. You're chill? Good. We're chill. We're cool. Or chillaxed, apparently, since that's a word I use, but here we are. Anyway. Let's just get them. We dug out the grub fruit that needed to be dug out. That's good. I would like those kind of builds on a 9 just because it stresses me out that there's such a drop there. Everything else I don't really care about. What's the colony achievement? Pay the bills. Use a duplicate skill point to buy out an entire branch of a skill tree. Yeah, fair enough. We might even reach 100 cycles. We've played for 10 hours already. We're only on episode 7. What's going on? You're seeing a little bit less of what's going on. That's what it is. Now I want them to do this, and if they could build that, that would be lovely. And because that's where the power comes out of, right? The bottom? Yeah, okay. And it's not that I'm planning on using coal more. I'm just putting 2 in for security purposes, safety purposes. And then, oh, ethanol does give me a little bit of the thought here, but I don't want to deal with polluted oxygen so much. And then there's also the problem of, oh my goodness, another problem. There's the problem of heat and the problem of if I put polluted water in there because I use that in the petroleum generator. I don't know. I'm not sure. Why are you cold? It's nice in there. It's 14. Beautiful temperature. Wonderful temperature. Oh shit, that thing's full. Well, that is what happens when you actually slam out work in this. You'll also notice we're still even on the coal. We got a little bit of coal and it has not dwindled down. So, I mean, I'm happy about that. Dirt, though, it's also about the same. Listen, I don't know what's happening. I just let the game do what it wants. What I will do is take a single bit. Hello, you're going to move down here and you're going to be animal husbandried to shit. You're going down there. That's where you belong now, you little pip. And one last check over here. Listen, what the heck, folks? We did an amazing... Oh my gosh, we did an amazing job at getting rid of slime lung. That was crisp and clear. Holy hell. That little fella can stay down there, and that's my new strategy. Stay down in the basement. So let's get them to actually build. I'd like that. Let's get them to build that right now. I want to keep that little fiend locked down there. I don't. Clearly, it can't climb more than 3. But if it can, I don't want to deal with it. So I'm locking it in there so I don't need to worry about it coming out and running around and doing stupid stuff. That's basically the premise of that. And what we'll do in the meantime is actually run a little bit of power into here and possibly, maybe, set up a deodorizer right there. But we'll see. I'll just kind of and don't do this. Don't do that. Okay, good. Perfect. Nice. All right, I'm pleased with that. And naturally, this is finally almost overflowing. I don't know what to do. Don't ask. I don't know. It's 71 degrees. Once we get a thermo aqua tuner, life will be good. That's all I have to say there. And you, good. Let's put you on coal, and we're gonna set this up. We're gonna set it up to do the magical things that we want it to do. And so I've just got the automation kind of put in. Kind of sort of put in, we'll say. And we just need to heavy white wire. We'll just put in a heavy white wire right there, and that will solve a few issues. Yes, good. I hope. Really, it's just gonna auto put coal in the thing. I don't know. I don't think it consumes power when it's not in use, so there is that. And let's just do this real quick, and 1 and 2, and that there you go. That'll be the thing. That'll be the new thing. We're gonna hook it into the system now, and this little bad boy here will be in here for now, but we're gonna deal with it soon. We're not gonna have to worry about it forever. Let me just deconstruct that and deconstruct all of that. Beautiful. And I'm now seeing coming down here that we've got iron ore and we have iron. I didn't know that there was refined iron down here. I guess that's what you meant, Graham, when you told me about that. I know you told me to go and look at the pockets down here. So I think that's what that, I want to say that's what you're referring to, but let me know. Very interesting. Very interesting. Good to see that finally. I'm thinking, how's this doing? Oh, it's actually being held at bay. Very nice. Oh my gosh, I'm very pleased about how this is going for that. Where's the chlorine? Where's the chlorine? Is there no chlorine? I thought there was chlorine in the base. Does it just dissipate after some time? It's odd that I'm not seeing any at all. Well, I'll survive, I guess. But there we go as well. The oxygen in the base is about 1200. That's lovely. And this is good. We're gonna rip that open pretty soon, to be honest. We're gonna be doing it very soon. I think there are just a couple little blips of the polluted oxygen probably causing some problems there with the slime lung, but it might be getting eliminated. I'm not quite sure. I'll leave it alone for now. And just back to this, it looks like we got this running, which is not great. Well, I suppose it's fine, actually. Let me hook it up to the system. Screw it. There we go. Now it is all part of the same line, and we can deconstruct this build here. And once that battery is all used up, I'll deconstruct it too. It'll be great. It'll be great once it's done. Let's actually do that on a 9. So we now have 2 of these going, and it you know, I didn't really want to do it that way, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, you know? And the thing about this, and I wanted to talk about this a little bit too, is now we're dealing with a substantial amount of carbon dioxide at the bottom of this room. So what'll happen is the carbon dioxide will probably flow down into here now rather than down into here. And what I might have to do is perhaps create an airflow tile of some sort down here, or like a line across so that they can kind of spread. And it's okay, because if the polluted oxygen is down here too, then I'll just put in some deodorizers and we're done. We're good. I've really largely been avoiding the chlorine in these areas, but I can run across right there. That's no problem at all. And freeing up ethanol, I don't want to do quite yet, but we could literally do punch one little hole in, and eventually it would siphon down here, and again get destroyed by those. So we're probably going to see a little bit of an uptick in the carbon dioxide in some areas, especially over here. This should go down because there's no generator over here anymore, but this one will start to fill up and go over, which is shitty, but we'll figure it out. We'll come to a solution for that. Even worst case scenario, I dig all the way down here and put it across, pump it through. So anyway, we're gonna see that lose power over time. It's not even connected to anything automation wire wise. I think we're good. This one is still connected to that, which is okay for now, but largely just happy that we managed to convert everything into conductive wire today, and we started the power room, which is a really, really good step in the right direction. We'll be able to do quite a lot with that, information, quite a lot with that as we move along, because we'll just be able to put in a second one of these large power transformers afterwards, and put in another line and run it up so we could power up the next part of the base. It took us a really long time to do that in our last game, but I'm happy we're only on cycle, not even cycle 100 yet, and we've done it here. So if you folks have enjoyed this episode, do let me know down below. We got a lot more to do for next week, and you know, I know I'm gonna miss out on your comments on this episode for next week, so I do apologize for that. It's just the way that May is this time around, but we'll be back at it near the end of May with your comments from this video and the next video for the next one after that. So if you folks did enjoy, let me know down below. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and as always, thank you for stopping by. Happy you did, and I'll see you next time.